happens,
The end will come.
then the end will come. I'm so excited about that. And to be in this historical place, Battle Creek, I got the brochure and I'm so excited. I read about Loughborough, was it? When he first came here, he said, I want to meet an honest man. He had a dream to come to Battle Creek, and he met an honest man. And the honest man was the first Adventist here. It's like, wow, I never knew that.
Amen.
So anyway, I am so excited. My name is Angela Lomakang, and I work for 3ABN Radio. I've been there for 15 years. And it's such a joy to do the job I'm doing. I'm so excited what He has done for 3ABN Radio. If you have your telephone, you can download the 3ABN Radio app. Well, 3ABN app. And on the app is 3ABN Radio. We also have a 3ABN Radio music channel. You can listen to 3ABN Radio music 24 hours a day also, 7 days a week. And we have over 400 radio affiliates at 3ABN, for 3ABN Radio. So I'm really excited what God is doing here. Now, Michigan, we have a radio station called Strong Tower Radio. Oh, have you heard of that?
Amen.
Have you heard of Strong Tower? Oh, wow. Okay. Now, David Bolduc, he is the one that got this radio station started. He's the president and general manager of Strong Tower Radio. So, David, tell us about how this station got started.
Well, it's a long story, but really quick. My father grew up in Montreal as a Roman Catholic, and he had some challenges, and at 8th grade he left the school there. But he had a good friend who was a bad boy Adventist, and long story short, as they grew up, every time his friend got drunk, he started preaching the Three Angels message. And so my dad learned the message in the tavern, and it stuck with him, and so he eventually went to school at Oshawa, and then went to Hinsdale, met my mom. And so in the process of time, when my sister and I came along down in central Illinois, my dad always put up with my wires and antennas and all that stuff for a kid, and I got interested in radio. Well, long story short again, met my wife, Bethany, and we lived in Cerro Gordo, Illinois, and there was a 3ABN downlink over in Champaign. And so we watched 3ABN on the screen, and there was lots of noise, lots of, ghosting and everything, but we were able to get 3ABN. We're really, really excited about that. And so whenever we had children, and one of my children had a condition called tuberous sclerosis. And so at the age of 11 months, we had to have surgery, brain surgery for him. We left the hospital after 18 days of medical care. For 18 days, we left the hospital with no debt. The Lord provided for all of our funds. We owed, the bill was $118,000, and the Lord provided for that. At the same time, the FCC opened an opportunity to build a radio station, and looking around central Illinois, we couldn't find a frequency available. But we contacted some engineers, and we found one available up in Cadillac, Michigan, where Bethany's folks live. And so we formed a board with Jelaine Venner, George Corliss, other people, and we made application on the last day possible, and the Lord provided, and we got the license. And so we got that in 2008, we moved up in 2009, and we're on the air now with, Jelaine will tell you how many stations.
What a story, Jelaine. How many stations do we have here in Michigan?
Well, we have 11 here in Michigan, and one in Decatur, Illinois, because that's where David was from, and that church down there bought us a radio station, gave it to us. We are
Praise God.
covering at least 2/3 of the UP. And so a good Michigander, right?
I never used to know what UP meant.
Oh, okay, yeah. So anyways, we are covering, half the bottom state of Michigan and 2/3. We have a potential listening audience of over 5 million people.
Wow. Did you hear that?
Amen.
Over 5 million people.
And Elder Gallimore, who was our president here and has retired, he's come on board with us. Anyways, before he ever did, though, he wanted the whole state of Michigan to be covered. As God leads, because when David come to Cadillac, we thought it was just going to be a little Cadillac on a map, you know, little. But God had other plans, and we had no idea. And I got to tell you a little quick story. The second station that came to us was up in the UP, Newberry. And I'm driving in Cadillac, and anytime I'm driving, I'm talking to God, and usually complaining. Why this, why that? But, so I'm like, well, Lord, why are you sending us up to the UP where there's not very many people? Why, you know, like Detroit or Flint? Immediately I was convicted. And I'm like, I'm sorry, Lord, not that the people in the UP don't need to hear about you, but what I heard him say, it wasn't audible, but you know what I mean, what I heard him say to me was, let me see what you guys do with what I give you. And here we are, 12 radio stations later.
Amen.
Oh yes, and that's right. We have a TV station in Cadillac, which is, you know, we air totally through ABN. Our radio station, we do have some of our own programming, but we are a 3ABN affiliate, and 70% of our programming does come from, you know, 3ABN. And I've got to tell you, Danny, without 3ABN TV, there would be no radio.
Wow,
So
that's right.
thank you that 3ABN TV started, and now we have radio.
Now, is this a full power station, Dave?
We have full power stations. We have 5 translators. We have 7 full power stations. We have stations that range from 10,000 watts up to 100,000 watts.
How much staff?
We have 3 full-time staff and 2 part-time staff and several volunteers that keep all these things going. We have staff that screen some of the programs that are not produced by Adventists, but yet they're teaching creation or good financial things, and so we're airing those programs.
Now we're gonna hear some amazing stories, and you also have volunteers, don't you? You have quite okay. It's a yes. You have
Joy is a part-time volunteer now. She was a volunteer.
Real quick, how did the name get started?
Okay, many of you know George Corliss, I think, here. And George Corliss was part of Strong Tower Radio, who has passed away. But he was doing devotions, and he had, I believe it was a plaque, right? He had a book on his table, and it talked about Strong Tower. Proverbs 18:10 says, the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run to it and are safe. And that's how we come up with Strong Tower, because we needed a name.
Okay, we got to get into some of these amazing stories. Tell us the story about the priest, the latest story.
Okay,
This is
and this is shameless plugging for Strong Tower Radio. We're not here, but we'd love to be down here. So if you guys know of any radio stations, or start calling around and asking. But we have a newsletter, and we can mail it to anybody. You can go on strongtowerradio.org and look it up. But this is in our April issue, and this is an amazing story. We have, every month we have Change Lives. And Barry was raised a Catholic, and he wanted to be a priest. He even had a mentor that was teaching him to become a priest. Well, he went to see the bishop, handed him the papers and the pen to sign the paperwork, and his arm froze in midair. He couldn't move it. The priest took the pen out of his hand and said, "You're not meant to be a priest." Shortly after that, he finally did leave the Catholic Church, and even his mentor left the Catholic Church. I don't know how many years difference, but he was scanning his radio because he lost all his, radio stations that he had programmed in, so he had to rescan it. And as he tells us, he accidentally heard Strong Tower Radio and has not changed that radio station. And now he is a member of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Amen.
Lord, I mean, this is amazing. She has so many stories. What about the person